Good morning. This is AL Thank Madame. Cinnamon Sugar is in a protective style. I just put her in a protective style almost a week ago. And I've been sleeping wild, acting like I ain't got no sense. I ain't been wrapping it up. I know I'm wrong, but it is what it is. Hopefully it'll still last how I want it to last. Anyway, and for those of y'all who are confused as to why I call her Cinnamon Sugar, it's just because y'all don't see her all the way out. Look my edges. Look at them. Oh, sorry. This is the side you need to look at. That's why. That's why my hair is nicknamed Cinnamon Sugar, because my hair is naturally brown, excuse me. And yeah, got all that good old white all up and through it. And I've been graying since I was 11 years old, and that was literally like a gray hair here and there. And when I turned 30, the first month of me turning 30, the perimeter just set it off. It was just, now I'm pretty sure it was, well, let me not even do that. Now that I know where graying and all that stuff is supposedly from, I still want to say that was the reason why. All the stress I was going through with my ex and all the other stuff. Y'all, when I turned 30, that was the worst birthday I had. I was snowed in. The snow was up to above my knees in Virginia, child. It was terrible. Couldn't do nothing. And I'm used to not doing nothing on my birthday anyway, like going anywhere, because restaurants are packed to capacity. But I couldn't do nothing for a week and a half. Like, I could not even leave the house to go to work. And I was walking to work at the time because my ex was too trash to drive me in a car. The car drive would be 5 minutes or less. Me walking, it would take 45 minutes to an hour. And you have to understand that where I was living, it was very hilly and all of that. The worst of it was coming home, because I had a big incline I had to go up, and it helped me in the morning to go and get to work. And it could have been a hindrance on those days when it was like winter time and ice and snow was there. And I don't care if I can get out the house and somehow make it up one of my little inclines leaving out of my neighborhood. I was going to walk to work. But anyway, that terrible time in my life is over with. But I'm just saying, I understand. I know what it is. But yeah, he was stressing me to the max. I ain't nowhere near where I should have been in my life. I should not have had no dealings with him. But it is what it is. Anyway, y'all, I wanted to come on here briefly to, first of all, show my face. So here I am. Speak. Howdy. Howdy do. And give slight updates, because I don't want to be before y'all very long. Now I'm gonna take my glasses off, because one of the updates is going to basically in time reveal that, I said what I said, and I don't be saying stuff just to say nothing. It really ended up coming out to be what it was that I was saying was true. So I don't remember if I've been on here to tell y'all how bad off I've been, meaning, yeah, y'all know I have lymphedema and it was doing the most. And I told y'all the areas that it's like targeting or whatever. But I don't remember if I told y'all that it was so bad that I've had to like force myself into like stuff, like literally stuff myself into my vehicle to get from point A to point B. Before I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job, I was struggling to get in and out of my car then. It only got worse. But it's just been so terrible. Like, I don't like this, because it has hindered me to a point where my family is like, you ain't gotta come see it. Because I've vowed that once I do move back here, once I knew I had no choice but to move back here, that I was gonna make it my business that once I was out on my own, that I was going to come and see them once a week or every week, like every other week or something like that. Because I'm out on my own again. I already said I was gonna do that, because I'm trying to make up for lost time, if you will. And they are understanding of that, but they have gotten to a point where they told me, stay at the house. Like, you need to work on yourself. Do what you got to do to work on yourself. Like, you ain't in no condition to just be cooped up in a car and all this stuff is going on with you. Like, you being sedentary for too long is what has gotten you into this situation right now. Like, whether or not they know that's what it is, that's what it is. So it's like, I had to tell myself, like, that's literally why you're in this situation right now. That's what triggered it this time. Because this is not my first time dealing with edema or lymphedema, but it wasn't as severe. The last time I did have some hives that were like in between my thighs / on the back of my thighs, but it did not make my thighs do what they're doing now. This is a higher level of edema that's going on, to the point of where most people see this type of edema and they swear it's not reversible. When I went to see Crystal Alkaline Doula in February at her pop-up, when she opened up her brand new location, which is her only location, which I learned to find out. I thought she had 3 locations. But what was happening is every time she would expand, she was leaving one old location and getting a better location. So this is a really big, area, a really big store. It's really nice. And I went and celebrated her opening that, and I picked up my items that I ordered during her sale that she normally has. She normally has one on her birthday. I think her birthday is February 16th. My birthday, February 14th. And I had already had stuff still from my sale that she does during Black Friday, which is what y'all call it, but she calls it Pink Friday. And I think last year she deemed it Pink and Gold Friday. I don't be caring. I just need my discount, because I already got to pay for shipping, because I don't live nearby unless I'm going to go pick it up like I did that time. That was the one time I was able to forego shipping. But, so to update y'all on that, I weighed myself again. What I was meaning to tell you, I'm glad I said that. The reason why I even said all that was to say that my thighs were so big that I could not even stand on a scale to weigh myself. I've always been able to stand on a scale to weigh myself. I have one that will, get up to whatever weight I'm at, because I know I'm below 500 pounds, right? So it's like, that's how I knew how real it was when I said to myself, go weigh yourself. And I went and tried to weigh myself initially when all this stuff was going on. And, I think I tried to weigh myself after I had, I left work. I left work, put in my 2 weeks notice and all that. And so after some time, I was like, let me, get on the scale. And I could not stand on the scale. Like, no matter what kind of maneuvering I tried to do, I couldn't literally stand there so that my weight could show. I was like, oh no. That's how debilitating it is. Like, my legs are so heavy that when I try to do anything, it's a chore. Like, walking from inside of the house to the mailbox is a chore for me. When I go and lay on the bed so that I can raise my legs up and, elevate, so to speak. Things like this, it baffles me how I can't do them with ease anymore, because I used to do a lot of this stuff as a child and even in adulthood without even thinking about it, just mindlessly, because I was bored or I was in the middle of just scrolling or I was watching a show and I'm like, let me go lay down. I would just lay down on a floor or I would lay down on a bed and I would just put my butt up against the headboard or the wall and I would proceed to just have my legs up. It was just something I would do. And it's something that I have to do now if I want to help do what I need to do to get the circulation going how it needs to go, because that stuff is basically pooling, so to speak, in my thighs, and my circulation isn't doing what it needs to do because all of my weight had been sedentary for very long periods of time while working. Even though I was doing my job, I was sedentary to the point where it was just like, it created this situation within me. And it was just another form of lymphedema. And I hate that I had to put in my letter of resignation, 2 weeks notice and all that stuff or whatever at my job. But I literally, like, y'all don't understand. It was a struggle to walk from one room to the other. It was a struggle to get up to go do anything. And it only got worse. So this morning I got on the scale and I read it. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm down from 2 to 3 weeks ago. I'm down almost 20 pounds. It is important to note that 2 weeks ago, I started my, I don't even know how to say it because I don't fully believe that it's an alkaline journey right now, or fruitarian, so to speak, even though everything that I have been eating has been alkaline fruits. And the couple of days that I did have vegetables, it was just like a salad a couple of days, and then, or just cucumbers and carrots. Now, I know that cucumbers are technically a fruit or something like that, right? But I was doing, and tomatoes. So it was tomatoes, romaine lettuce, cucumbers with seeds, baby carrots, and I think that's it. So I was making my own alkaline dressing. I didn't like that dressing, but I tried it and I was like, okay. I think what has happened is that I'm just at a point in my life where less is more. So the recipe calls for like more than I would like. Let me just put it like that. Of like onion powder, a decent amount of dill, like certain things that's in it. Now that I've tasted it, after all, y'all, I've had this stuff saved for like the last, like, when I first found out about being alkaline and all the other stuff, I have literally, like, and then I got into it. After I got into it, I'm like, oh, okay. Whenever I do want a salad or something, at some point I'm going to make my dressing. I have had this stuff saved for like at least 10 years. Y'all, my mom and them calling me. I'll come right back. Hold on.